I kind of wanted to talk to you about I guess I'm going to call them common excuses that people give for going on steroids. The first one is, which I heard a lot, is I've hit my natural limit. So the next step is just obviously I'm just going to go on. So what percentage of people do you think actually have achieved that natural limit?
Oh, I think that's tough because I guess if you want to say the actual natural limit, I think pretty much everyone can incrementally eke out progress by further optimizing. So I would say it's pretty close to zero.
Hmm.
But I would say with the context of probably what you're actually asking, which is like 95 to 99%, what people actually would consider their ceiling, I would still say it's like single digit percentage probably. And a lot of people when they think they've reached their limit, it's often coming from a naive point of view whereby they have not actually optimized training, diet, especially sleep hygiene. Like I see a lot of people talking on the internet about training and diet, which is critical, obviously, but sleep often goes heavily neglected to a point that it leads to hypercortisolemia, low testosterone or lower testosterone, inhibited fat loss, body comp just not as good as it could be by a significant margin. So yeah, I think a lot of people are leaving a fair bit on the table before they go the enhanced route. And I'm guilty of that as well. I started earlier than I should have.
I guess it's like the prime example of like impatience, I would assume. Just assuming that you've already like maxed out the
Yeah.
natty gains and
It's tough because for some people who are competitive, if you're actually stepping on stage, you only have so many years that you can actually have high resilience to the drugs as well. So there is absolutely an aspect of when you are younger, you can tolerate drugs better than if you were, somebody deciding to gain a bunch of muscle and take a bunch of steroids at 40 something years old, probably not going to get away with it as unscathed as somebody who is 21. So
yeah.
there's absolutely an argument to be made that if you're going to try and compete or do something at a level that essentially requires it, the youth component is a big factor in favor potentially. But to that same token, again, there's a lot of people that are getting on it for recreational purposes or even for competitive that are often deluding themselves or otherwise trying to convince themselves why it's justified to take it when maybe they haven't, like you said, impatience is a huge factor for sure.